Hey, what is going on, guys? This is DK back at you with another video here to break down the 7-game NBA Daily Fantasy Sports slate on Thursday. If this is your first time watching, well, I cover content for Draftkings, Prize Picks, Underdog, all that good stuff. The sponsor of the video, that would be BetMGM. Guys, if you're not on BetMGM, they're still running a great offer here. You bet $5, you get $150 instantly in bonus bets for any new customer. So click the link down below. If you do, it does really help support the channel. I say this in all my videos, but get on as many of these sports books as possible when you are placing your bets, and then you can search for which one offers the best value. So check out BetMGM. Again, link in the description. And if you guys would like for more content, as always, you can check out my Patreon linked down below. Okay, so recapping last few days. I had, Saturday night, I came close to a takedown, won $500. Jalen Green nuke in that game on that slate for absolutely no reason to push me out of first. That was a little bit tilting. Last few days I've dealt with injuries. Today I played, I hit on a lot of plays, but unfortunately landed on Garland and he was a letdown. So that's been the recap of the last few days. And let's talk about the slates. Minnesota, Indiana, the first game here. On the Minnesota side, Karl-Anthony Towns already confirmed out. So Minnesota, in my opinion, looks really good. You got an 8.8K Anthony Edwards. He gets a usage bump without Cat on the court. Sub 9K price point. Great matchup. Ant looks really, really good. Gobert at 7.5. He's been playing huge minutes recently. Look at the last, for the last 5 games. 39, 42, 40, and 39 minutes for Gobert. He seems underpriced. Slow-mo should start and play close to 30 minutes. I think he stands out as one of the best values right now on this slate. He looks amazing. Naz Reid should play mid-20s minutes on the bench. We know he's a good fantasy point per minute player. He looks good. You can even make the argument for some of these other secondary plays. Like Mike Conley should probably play around 30 minutes. He's always like a filler play to me, but totally reasonable option. And AW at 4.3 probably sees low to mid-20s minutes. McDaniels has been not great, but I think he's still in play. He should play 30-plus minutes. I don't know if I get to Monte Morris, but he'll be in the rotation. Probably see like 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, those main guys we just went over. Ant looks amazing. Gobert looks really good. Naz Reid looks really, really good. Kyle Anderson looks really, really good. I think Conley and NAW, McDaniels are reasonable options as well. A lot to like here from Minnesota. And on the Indiana side, Mathurin is out, so you probably get a little more run for guys like Naismith, Nembhard, Obi Toppin. Ben Shepherd's been in the rotation as well. Maybe he picks up a couple extra minutes. You got Halliburton here at sub 9K. Not necessarily the best matchup, but should see mid-30s minutes in a competitive game. Only played 32 minutes here. This game was a blowout. The game before that, but did play 36 minutes, so that was good to see. I think Halliburton's a good contrarian play. I don't think a lot of people will be on him. Siakam at 7.5 should continue to play low to mid-30s minutes. Seems a little bit underpriced. Miles Turner, 6.6K. I was looking at usage rates since returning from All-Star break. Him and TJ McConnell are leading the way in usage since Indiana returned from the All-Star break. Turner, in a competitive game, avoiding foul trouble, probably plays high 20s minutes. He's always just someone that is fine as a filler option. I'm never really going to prioritize Miles Turner unless he's very underpriced. You got McConnell at 470. He's been playing the backup point. He'll most likely play whatever Halliburton does not play. Price points getting to a point, though, it's a little bit tricky to prioritize him. I think Naismith at 4.6 looks decent. I do expect more run from him with Mathurin out. You got Nembhard at 4.5. Should see 25-ish minutes. Doesn't really stand out. Jalen Smith should play the backup 5. He's 3.7K, played 18 minutes in the most recent game. Always someone I've interested in for tournaments because if Turner gets in foul trouble, if he finds his way to more minutes, he could smash. And then we mentioned Ben Shepherd at 3.2. 27 and 22 minutes over the last couple of games. He's playable. He's definitely playable. All right, Brooklyn and Detroit. So Brooklyn, no Cam Thomas, no Cam Johnson, no Ben Simmons. Daron Sharp is questionable. A lot to like here for Brooklyn. Great matchup. They're shorthanded. 7.1K for Mikal Bridges should play, high 30s minutes. 39, 39, 38 over the last few games. I think he looks good. Nick Claxton, especially if Daron Sharp is out, should see low to mid-30s minutes. 34, 33, and 33 minutes over the last 3 games. He looks good. I'm very high on Dennis Schroeder. He's been playing mid-30s minutes over the last 3 games. He's been leading the team in potential assists, and he does have shooting guard eligibility. He looks great. Dorian Finney-Smith is 5K. He's been playing 30-plus minutes. He's a guy who can stuff a stat sheet. Not as high in him, but still playable. Lonnie Walker's minutes have been all over the place, but he played 30 in the most recent game. I'm not tilted whatsoever. No way definitely haven't taken some shots on him at low ownership, and he's done this for me. No. When I finally didn't click him here, 30 bomb. Oh, I am just so incredibly happy for Lonnie Walker. No way. I'm not tilted at all. Dennis Smith Jr., reasonable value play, 4.3. Jalen Wilson is actually the first guy off the bench. He played 23 minutes the most years a game. He's close to the min price. So, yeah, Brooklyn team shorthanded in a great matchup. They look great. Now, for Detroit, just Quentin Grimes is out, but they've been running a much tighter rotation recently. So I do think these main rotation guys look pretty good, like sub 8K for Cade Cunningham. I'm expecting mid-30s minutes from him. He's by far been leading the team with potential assists. Jalen Duren dealt with a little bit of foul trouble. Still played 32 minutes in the most recent game. He feels underpriced. Ivy's 5.5. He should play 25 to 30 minutes. Indifferent on him. Osur Thompson's been playing big minutes, one avoiding foul trouble. I think you should expect mid-30s minutes from him. Isaiah Stewart has been playing massive minutes since returning as well. He's sub 5K. Fontecchio's the one guy off the bench getting a decent run. He's been averaging, high 20s minutes. So there's a lot to like from this Detroit side as well. This game in general, I think, looks pretty appealing. Miami and Dallas. So Miami, no hero. Now Kevin Love. You got Bam at 8.4, Jimmy at 8.3, Rozier at 6.6. I think Jimmy would be my preferred option here. He's played very well since returning from break. He's also been leading the team in potential assist. Indifferent on Bam. Rozier, the assist number's not been amazing on him, the potential assists at least, but he should play low 30s minutes. Duncan Robinson continues to play big minutes as well, mid 30s minutes, but the price point's to a point where he doesn't really stand out. I don't know if I get to anyone else. Jovic should continue to start, probably play around 20 minutes. Reasonable value. Martin Jaquez just kind of there for me. So let's move on to Dallas. Not necessarily the best matchup for Dallas, but team should be fully healthy. Luka and Kyrie right now are doing everything for this team. 12.2K for Luka. He played 43 minutes in the most recent game. That is just absurd. Kyrie Irving at 8.7 should play high 30s minutes. So, yeah, the two Dallas guards definitely playable. Don't love the matchup. PJ Washington's the one other starter that is getting decent, good run, but averaging mid 30s minutes over the last 5 games. Price point, though, doesn't make him stand out. You're getting a three-headed monster rotation at center with Gafford and Kleba and Lively. It's kind of hard to prioritize those bigs. Toronto and Phoenix. So definitely some blowout risk in this game. You got Bruce Brown out, Scotty Barnes out, you got Pirtle out, Bachi, questionable. But if the game stays competitive, I really like Quickly. I played him last slate. He was on pace for 50 plus. Massive blowout to punish me. But yeah, almost had a triple-double in 3 quarters. If you think Toronto can somehow keep it competitive, he looks great. Kelly Olynyk will start at the 5. He played 28 minutes and lost a run because of the blowout. He went for 40-plus fantasy points. Again, if you think Toronto can keep it competitive, Olynyk stands out as a decent play in the mid-range. RJ Barrett, 8.3, should be one of the higher usage players on this team, but I think I prefer Quickly and Olynyk point per dollar. Gary Trent pushing 6K. I don't love the price point on him. But value-wise, Grady Dick, 4.8K. We probably see mid-20s minutes. Again, relatively scoring dependence. I don't love that. Jordan Nwora is 3.9, 18 and 20 minutes over the last couple games. I think he's a reasonable punt play. You did see some Freeman Liberty last game. I don't know if anyone played Summer League DFS, you're familiar with this guy. But he cracked the rotation once. Bachi went down. All right, let's talk about Phoenix. So Phoenix, no Devin Booker. They've been running a pretty tight rotation recently. Nurkic dealt with some foul trouble last game, still played 30 minutes. He was on pace mid to high 30s minutes if he would have avoided foul trouble. So I think Nurk is intriguing for tournaments. KD and Booker obviously look better with Beal out. KD should play high 30s minutes. Great matchup. Brad Beal sub 7K. Looks like he's no longer on a strict minutes limit. So the 2 stars here for Phoenix look pretty good. Grayson Allen had a massive game last game. I'd say a bit of an outlier performance from him. O'Neal, Gordon, they're kind of rounding out their rotation. Saban Lee is playing a little bit, but not enough for me to get to him. All right, let's talk about... Let's talk about Boston and Denver. Should be a great game to watch. Jaylen Brown is questionable. That's huge. Obviously, if Jaylen Brown does not play, you're going to get a usage bump here for Jason Tatum. 35% usage rate on the season with Jaylen Brown off the court. Reasonable price point. Not really the best matchup here against Dallas. But, yeah, if Brown misses, Tatum looks better. Porzingis looks a little bit better. White and Holiday look better. You would most likely get Horford in the starting lineup. And then you would get a little extra run for guys like Pritchard and Hauser. I think that would be interesting value plays at 3.4 and 3.3K respectively if Jaylen Brown does not play. If Brown is in, I don't think there's anything that stands out for me from Boston. You can always get to this team, but when they're fully healthy, they're all kind of secondary plays for me. On the Denver side, they are fully healthy. The one thing to know for Denver is they've been running a pretty tight rotation recently. Like Jokic and Murray played close to 40 minutes in regulation last game. All the other three starters playing 30-plus minutes as well. So I like Jokic 11-4. He had a really slow start to the game last time out. I like Jamal Murray sub 8K. I'm expecting big minutes from him. So the two main guys for Denver I think look pretty good. MPJ's minutes have been way up. Again, he's been playing like low to mid 30s minutes in competitive games, but the price point doesn't make him stand out. Gordon, KCP, more secondary plays. I will mention Peyton Watson because he's a good defender. Played 23 minutes in the most recent game. You want to take a shot on him in tournaments? I don't think it's the worst idea. All right, last couple games here. We got San Antonio and we got Sacramento. So no Wembanyama. He's already confirmed out. Obviously, usage bump for these other starters. The first guy we got to talk about, I think he's your top value on the slate right now. It's going to be Zach Collins, 4.3. He should start. He should play 25 to 30 minutes. He's about a fantasy point per minute player on the season. He looks amazing. I think he's your top value right now. Vassell, Jones, Johnson, Sohan all get a usage bump here with Wembanyama off the court. I think Keldon and Sohan probably the next easiest to get to. 4.9K for Keldon, 5.1K for Sohan. But yeah, I have Anderson Jones, Anderson Vassell. The only thing I'm concerned about here is a potential blowout. San Antonio on the road. In Sacramento without Wembanyama. But if this game stays competitive, I think at least one of these other pieces is going to have a really good game alongside Zach Collins. Branham's 4.2. I mean, he has seen decent minutes of late. He's been playing well, but don't know if I can... I think I prefer the other guys we just talked about. He's playable, I guess. All right, let's talk about Sacramento. So they're currently playing tonight, but assuming no one gets injured or anything, it's the same old story as Sacramento. It's Sabonis, it's Fox. They're both playing close to 40 minutes in competitive game. Great matchup, too, here against the Spurs. So obviously, like both, I think it's a little bit easier to get to Fox at 8.5 and Sabonis at 10.6. And then same thing I'll always say, with these wings, right? They're going to go with a hot hand. Most of the time, Monk has been playing close to, high 20s minutes. And he's the guy I would say with the next highest ceiling. Murray's minutes have been the most secure of that group. He's been averaging mid to high 30s minutes. He's sub 6K. Herder Barnes, their filler plays. Trey Lyles is 3.4. I mean, if you need a close to min price value option, I don't think he's the worst idea. He's been averaging around 20 minutes a game over the last 4 games and does have power forward eligibility. Okay, so final game here, we got Chicago and Golden State. So the one thing I'll say about Chicago is they're running a tight rotation, right? Drummond and Vooch did not play alongside each other in the most recent game. I don't think they will in this against Golden State small ball team. But yeah, Vooch 8.3, DeRozan 8.2, Kobe White 8K. I would assume is 6.3K. They all look pretty similar. Now, ownership will play a role here for what I do with Chicago if I'm going to get to these guys. But let's say, for example, one or two of these guys are getting a lot of ownership and one or two are not getting a ton. I would definitely prefer the lower owned options in that scenario. So ownership will play a role in what I do here with Chicago. But yeah, I think any of those top 4 guys look pretty good at their respective salaries. Then you got Caruso 5.3. He should play mid to high 20s minutes. A guy that can kind of stuff the stat sheet. Does have nice eligibility as well. I don't think I can get to anyone else, though, for Chicago. Let's finish up with Golden State. So they're in a back-to-back. We'll see if they rest any of these vets, but Wiggins did return. I want to see. They're probably going to run a 10 to 11-man rotation tonight. Again, the game just started. Steph Curry is really the one starter you can expect 30-plus minutes from. He's always viable for tournaments. Got benched in the most recent games, so don't really worry about that. But not a ton else standing out when this team is fully healthy. Again, they're running a very deep rotation. Maybe a little bit interesting Chris Paul. I want to see how many minutes he plays tonight. He's 5.6. It's kind of just filler options here for Golden State. This team could look a little bit more appealing if they end up resting 1 or 2 guys on a back-to-back. Okay, so that's going to do it for the video. As always, you do enjoy, just make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.